What's going on, everyone? Today, I want to talk about the new update for Conan Exiles and give my honest thoughts after spending some real time with the game. Honestly, I didn't expect to like this update as much as I do. When I first heard they were doing a major visual overhaul and changing parts of the UI, I was skeptical. Conan has always had its own identity, and sometimes when games start modernizing things, they lose some of that charm to me. But after actually playing it, I think this might genuinely be the best time in years to either come back to Conan or start playing it for the very first time. First, let's talk about the graphics. I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't think that Conan needed a graphics update. The game already had great atmosphere, the deserts looked harsh, the jungles looked dangerous, the snow biomes felt cold and brutal. Conan always had a very distinct style that carried the game hard even when the textures weren't always cutting edge. So when they announced enhanced visuals, my first reaction was basically, okay, cool, but why? After seeing it in motion now, I get it. The lighting improvements alone have made a huge difference. Sunsets look incredible, shadows feel more natural, caves are darker and more intimidating, and the overall world just feels more alive now. A lot of older areas that veteran players probably ignored for years suddenly feel fresh again. And weirdly enough, the update didn't ruin the original Conan vibe. That was my biggest fear. It still feels gritty and dangerous. I feel like I could die at every turn. It just feels like Conan. Just a little bit cleaner and smoother and a little bit more immersive. Honestly, once you start exploring again after the update, you realize how massive and detailed the world actually is. Now, let's talk about the thing that I definitely did not like at first. The updated UI and menus. The first few hours, I absolutely hated them. Everything felt unfamiliar, menus felt foreign, some things seemed harder to find, inventory management was completely awkward for me, and after playing Conan for so many years, my muscle memory was kicking in hard. I think a lot of veteran players might be going through that same reaction right now. But here's the thing. After spending a little bit more time with it, it's starting to grow on me. Now, granted, that could be because I'm now getting used to it, but we're not 100% sure on that yet. Once you start to learn where everything is, the menus honestly feel more modern and easier to navigate than the old system. Crafting is a little bit cleaner because you can pull from your storage. The information's a little bit easier to read, and the layout does make a lot of sense for new players. Overall, it feels like the game is finally catching up to more modern survival game standards. I still think there's a lot of things they could improve, but I've gone from I hate this UI to okay, it's actually kind of okay now. And I didn't expect that. This was my biggest concern with the update. Something that I haven't personally noticed just because I've always played on a private server is the game supposedly feeling a little bit smoother to some, but then I've heard others on public servers maybe aren't having that same vibe. They're struggling a little bit to find that smoothness in those 60 FPS that Funcom promised them. Now, obviously, even for me, Conan still has some Conan jank, and honestly, I think that's just part of the identity of Conan at this point. Now, this is the biggest thing that I wanted to say in this video. If you've been thinking about trying Conan Exiles for the first time, this is probably the moment to do it. The game looks better than ever, the survival genre is in a really good place right now. And Conan still offers things that almost no other survival game does. The base building is fantastic, the world is huge, exploration feels rewarding, the thrall systems are unique, and the progression is satisfying. Once you really get into it, Conan becomes one of those games that completely eats your free time. For instance, when I first started playing, I'd find myself getting up at 2 a.m. to see if I got a greater animal in my pen. For returning players, this update also gives the game something it desperately needed: a dose of freshness. A lot of returning players know these maps by heart at this point, but the enhanced visuals and updated systems generally make exploration feel exciting again. I've caught myself revisiting old areas just to see how different they look now and honestly not recognizing some of the areas. And that's a really good sign. Overall, I think the enhanced update was absolutely worth it. Did Conan need a graphics overhaul? Probably not. But now that it's here, I honestly can't imagine going back. The updated visuals make the world feel alive again. The UI eventually grows on you, and the entire game feels more modern without losing what made Conan special in the first place. So if you quit a few years ago, it's time for you to come back. If you've just been watching from the sidelines, get on in here. Because right now genuinely feels like the start of a new era for Conan Exiles. And honestly, I really hope that this means the game's future is gonna look bright again. Did you immediately love the update? Or did the UI make you panic a little bit like it did for me? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, Exiles. Until next time, keep crafting, keep surviving, and I'll see you in the exiled lands.